your evaluation of the small forward competition at this point?
I mean, I think they all bring different things to the table. And, you know, it's not my decision. I think they've all played well. Nas has been out for a little while. He had a couple surgeries, so it kind of kept him off the court. And I think he's just trying to find his rhythm, you know, and his timing and everything, being back on the court. And, you know, the other two guys are trying to find their way being on the new team, you know, and see where they fit in and how they can be effective. So, you know, it's hard to say. You know, I think they all fit into the starting lineup in their own unique way and what they bring to the table, and you know, we'll see how it ends.
Chauncey said himself that for him it may not even matter who starts because he's going to do so many different things with all three of them. Because like you said, they bring different things to the table. Do you feel the same way? Like at the end of the day, it's not going to matter that much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't agree.
Right.
You know, if I was one of them, I'd be fighting for that spot. But you know, I'm sure they'll all play significant enough minutes to where they can have an impact on the game. And I think they'll all have a mentality of, you know, however it ends, they're going to come in and do what they need to do. But I mean, I think it's one of those situations where you don't really focus on who's going to start the game. You focus on, all right, who's going to be ending the game, and that's going to come down to who's playing better that night. So I don't think it's, you know, the end of the world.
Nas was telling us that he's slowly getting ramped up, and he was kind of on a minutes limit for the first couple of games. Have you seen him get more comfortable as the couple weeks have gone on in camp?
Yeah, I mean, especially from when, you know, September we was playing 5-on-5 and working out, and you know, I see him out early in the morning, and they'll be like, all right, that's it. You know, they was cutting him off, just bringing him along, ramping him up, and he'd be sitting on the side mad because he just want to play. And I'm looking at him like I remember being in the stage you was in, like thinking you could just go, but you gotta pace yourself. And you know, then when they finally cut him loose, he was just running. He was out there running all over the place. You know what I mean? So I understand, you know, that ramp up is tough, but just getting the rhythm and timing and being on a part of NBA action is just different. You know, and I think that's where he is, just trying to find that rhythm and the timing of, you know, being out there playing.
Did you feel like he was kind of pressing a little bit those first couple of games, trying to feel his way back in?
Maybe a little bit. You know, Nas is a guy that works super hard, and you know, he wants to show. You know, I've been working, and I'm a better player. You know, I'm capable of doing these things, and you know, he was trying to put his game down and show. You know, like, look, I can do this, I can do that, and you know, I'm sure he watched the film and probably told himself like I could have, you know, done this or that better. You know.
Speaking of watching the film, first couple of days, you know, first couple of games, you kind of go through some things, have some good stuff, some bad stuff. Having to sit down a couple of days removed from it, what's kind of stood out to you that's looked promising for you guys, and what are the couple of things that you kind of need to work on?
I think we got to work on taking care of the ball. You know, we've been fouling a lot, and we've been having a lot of turnovers, and it was the same way during camp. And like I was saying, the more we continue to play and learn each other, I think those things will come down. But those are the main two things that I took away. Like, man, that's, you know, we got to be a lot better with that. But I think the biggest positive has been the carryover that we've had from, you know, September to training camp into, you know, these games. We haven't been having. I've been seeing some preseason games. It's been like 131 to 128. You know, we haven't had any super high scoring games. You know, we've been defending pretty solid. We've been consistent. And I think we're trending upward in how we want to play offensively. You know, the kick aheads, the ball movement, screening for each other, you know, playing for each other and things like that. So I like that we're having carryover at the things that would make us, you know, a good basketball team over time, you know, sustainable success type stuff.
Any thoughts on the altercation at Warriors practice in Draymond and Poole?
It's unfortunate. You know, it's when you spend as much time with, you know, your teammates as we do, you know, you want it to be positive, you want it to be respectful, but I mean, I'd be lying if I said it hasn't been a lot of heated moments, you know, that I've seen in my career, and I'm sure it's happened in every locker room. And while you wish you never wish to see that, you know, I think what happens behind closed doors should stay that way. It should be handled correctly, but it should stay behind closed doors. So I thought the fact that video came out was wrong. And just, you know, on the altercation itself, as unfortunate as it was, you know, I just think I'm a boxing fan, and in boxing they say, protect yourself at all times. And, I think Draymond, who I know pretty well, probably walked away from that situation saying, I probably shouldn't have did that, to my teammate or to my team. And Jordan Poole is probably walking away from it saying, when I push somebody, I should know that something could be coming back and to, be ready to defend myself. So that's it really. Unfortunate situation, but, when it comes to that, it went there and, it's unfortunate.
Have you ever seen anything close to that in the practice you've been involved in, college or pro?
In college, yeah. In the NBA, it was always, I saw something, a few scuffles, but it was never like, both people knew, both people was prepared to do it,
It's one thing for teammates to shove each other. That happens all the time, but for someone to throw a punch, especially if someone's not.
I think it's become a thing in the NBA where it's like, man, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. You know what I mean? Everybody's so quick to say nobody gonna do nothing, and then when somebody actually do something, it's like, oh, it's the end of the world. And like I said, it is unfortunate, but if two grown men are having words, one pushes the other, you gotta assume that something's gonna come after that, So that's just how I saw it.